know what a portfolio is? What's a portfolio? Also, is there anybody here that already has a portfolio? So do we have what's a portfolio, and do we already have a portfolio?
Okay, just literally for me.
Okay.
Portfolio like a folder, so
Okay.
where you upload your projects for people to access. So depending on how you want them to access it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So I'm going to try to like make this session as accessible as possible, because the tool we are using, we're going to be using Canva tonight, and basically there's a difference when you're using Canva Pro, and when you're using Canva Free. So I'm going to try to make some of the things I use as accessible as possible for those who would be using Canva, like the free Canva plan. So I'm going to share my screen and then get straight to work. Okay. So I hope we're still together. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now, basically, I'm going to start by telling us what a portfolio is. I'll drop the link to this documentation in the chat. This is a documentation that was published by my colleague, the founder of my data clique, Miss Ibrahim Blessing, on why you need a portfolio. Now, this basically it's important to start by understanding what a portfolio is. And the portfolio is simply a collection, at a well-arranged or a well-curated collection of your works or projects. Now, the essence of a portfolio is that it's supposed to like show that practically you are competent. That's basically the work that a portfolio is supposed to do for your potential clients, for recruiters, basically to convince them that, yeah, I've done something that relates to my field. I have, just the same way you could go to a tailor and you ask them that, oh, do you have a catalog where I could select styles from? Or they could show you pictures, or even dress up mannequins with wares that they have made to show you their level of technical competence. So basically, the essence of a portfolio is that it's meant to showcase your abilities, your expertise, and your prospective worth to whoever is going to hire you. And that's why it's important. I know most times people say, oh, I have a very good CV and that's enough, or that should be enough. However, you know, a CV, no matter how good your CV is, you can't put all your projects on there. And no matter how good a CV is, a portfolio showcases your proficiency better. That is, we can see the project you've done. Most times, particularly for data analysts, we can read about what you've done. And hence why documentation and building publicly go hand in hand they work hand in hand with your portfolio. Now, basically, for those of us who don't really have a lot of work experience, a portfolio is also an added advantage, because to an extent, what we have is just projects. And what's a better way to showcase our strengths, to showcase our knowledge and our skills, than to have a portfolio that could help you not just stand as a concrete proof of your skills, but also help you stand out in a market that is already highly competitive. In a world where everybody is just forwarding their CV, imagine you sending a link to your portfolio or a video where you are displaying the projects on your portfolio as well. That's, in my books, going the extra mile to ensure that you get the job. So basically, it's important in whatever tech field, and even more important because I'm talking to analysts here, to also have a portfolio, because it even earns you better trust with your potential employers and clients. Now, one of the things about portfolios that I really like is that having a portfolio is not just for tech people. if there are people who can afford it, you see people who, even fashion designers, people who are doing jobs that are not tech related, having portfolio. As long as you have something worth showcasing that is attached to your proficiency, you should have a portfolio. As long as you sell something worth showcasing that is attached to your proficiency, then you should have a portfolio. I hope we're still together. So I'm going to show us an example of a portfolio, and I'm going to walk us through how to build one using Canva. So please, if you can still hear me, just kindly help me confirm.
Yeah, can hear you.
All right. So before we go into the practical session, I don't know if we have any questions so far. Okay, in the absence of questions, now let's get into it. Before you build a portfolio, I know these are some of the questions that might come to mind, that what are the things that I need? If I want to build a portfolio, what do I need? Let's start with number one. You need to prepare some things. Start with your projects. Have your projects put together. So this is my colleague, Miss Ibrahim Blessing's portfolio page. It's a page where she has decided to showcase some of our projects. And all these projects, if you click on them, if you click on all these projects, to open up the actual dashboard, or should I say the actual workbook, the actual report, where you can actually check out the full thing. Don't forget, in a portfolio, the major thing you are trying to showcase is your proficiency, that is your skill. So basically, this was also the first portfolio that I put together when I wanted to, when I knew that, oh, people put together portfolios. This was what I put together, and basically there are quite a few information on this, but most importantly, the projects. And each of these projects are links. So first things first, you have to put together from the start page information about yourself. That is to your portfolio, there must be a job title attached that, oh, this is what I do. This is the service I offer. So put together a bio, that is a short description. If you have a CV already, you can copy your resume, you can copy the information in your profile or in your professional summary and use them. I'll show you what I mean by that. Something like this. Let me try to show the new one, where you can just briefly describe yourself. Also, most importantly, a link to your projects, either ones that you have published directly or ones that you have documented. And I mentioned when we met during our last Power BI project, our last SQL project, that it's important that your documentations are done properly. So that way your projects can be previewed as well. So while waiting for this to load up, okay. Now, one thing that you might want to do as well in your portfolio is that you want it to contain information on how you can be contacted. Now, okay, if you like everything you have seen here, you can contact me. This contact information should contain, number one, a link to your LinkedIn profile, because basically that's your professional social platform. Number two, your mail. I know you might not want to put out your phone number, maybe for security reasons or for privacy concerns, but then at the very least, your mail. And then any other means in which your projects can be viewed. Maybe it is GitHub you are using for documentation. Maybe it is Medium you are using for documentation. As you can see here, now on this contact me page, there is a If I click on this now, it will open my LinkedIn page. This would open a mail to my mail, and then this will open my Medium profile, in which my published projects or my documented projects can be viewed. And that's why nobody just jumps to building a portfolio. There are some things that you must already have. The same way you don't just go to a fashion designer to get you a dress done if you don't already have the material or plan to buy the material. Now, another very important thing that you must do is that for your projects that you are going to showcase, have good preview images. What do I mean by good preview images? I mean some images of the works that you've done. And that's why I'm going to just try to open up my gallery. You see that for almost everything here, there are images of dashboards, and dashboards, wireframes, and all of that. Now, before we get into the work that we have to do, like I said, so this information you can get from your CV, copy from your CV and just paste. So I'm going to go straight to Canva and Canva free feature. So quickly, before we proceed, no questions, I can move on. No questions, I can move on.
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you. Sorry, please, I want to quickly access something. Okay. So this is Canva. First things you want to do is you want to search for templates. You want to go to templates and you want to search for the keyword website portfolio or portfolio website. Any of the two is fine. So we can do portfolio website. Okay, now this will give you some examples of portfolios that you can redesign, that you can reuse, and all of that. For those of us that are going to be trying this out, even beyond whatever it is that I will do tonight, I'd like us to be as creative as we can be. Now, what you are looking for is any of this that has a play or pause icon. You don't want to find the one that has numbers. That's basically just a slideshow. It's not going to be publishable as a website. Now, so I'm going to pick I'm going to open two things. So I'll open this. This is available on the free plan. You can see there's no crown next to it. So everyone should be able to reuse this. So I'll select this and I'll say customize this template. While that is loading up, then I'm going to go back to the template page and I'm going to search for portfolio. So when I search for the keyword portfolio, this is going to give me both slideshow and website interface of portfolios. Now, if there's any one of these guys that I like, that I would like to reuse inside the portfolio, I'm just going to pick one that is also going to be available on the free plan as well, because most of the things here are pro. Okay, I would have loved to use this, but I think this is free. So I'm going to just take from here. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to click on customize this template. If we decide to search even further, we're going to see that we have other. Let me just search for the keyword portfolio again. I don't want the search to be a lazy one. So if we decide to, okay, so this is another template that seems to be free, that is available on the free plan. So we can always copy this as well. But I think there's another one that maybe I'd like us to look out for as well. Because if you scroll down, you definitely see a few more that are not pro templates. So let me just use this to save a slide as well. So I'm going to open this as well because I think I like, okay. Let me see if there's any other thing here that makes sense. Like this. This is broad. Okay. So I'm going to just customize this template. Now, so as much as possible, I'm going to try to be using my information for this project. Now, so this is where the website portfolio is on. These are all the pages here. Now, this is dark themed. If you want something else, you can choose something else. So I'm going to, this one is a presentation, like a PowerPoint, a slideshow. However, there are features here that I like, and I would like to use on this page. Now, for this start page, I'm going to select the page, highlight everything that is there, and clear it out by deleting. And then I'll go to the page, this start page here, select the page, highlight everything, copy it, and then come and paste it inside of this page. It might take a while to bring in, but once you bring it in, you just have to adjust it and ensure that it aligns perfectly. And let me try to zoom in for those of us who are. So once you've done that, then you have your work going like this. Now, all you need to do is make some adjustments to ensure that it fits in into the background perfectly. And now, definitely, we know we're going to be making some very important changes as well. Now, this first page is your landing page. That is, this is the page we see when we view your portfolio. And this page should contain information about, it could be little information about you, such as your name and co. So, and every element here is editable. So I'm going to start with this name. I'm going to change it here to my name. And then this here, I'm going to leave this here as my portfolio. And then let's explore a few other things. Don't forget, I mentioned before that every element here is editable. Every element here is editable. So first things first, we take out this page one here, and then let's edit this and let's put in a text and say, welcome to my exciting world of data analytics. Let's take a deep dive. Now, here, this line as well is movable. If you want it beneath or if you want it by the side, you can have it anyhow you want it. Now, let's say we want to change what is here now and go my analytical portfolio. I'm just going to expand this text box a little bit, and I'll come and highlight everything down here so I can move them down. Now, I'm just going to call this my analytical portfolio. And you can highlight this and reduce the size. Let's say we do 65. Now, this image, this is still not my image. So that means I need to bring in an image of myself. So first things first, in Canva, we have what we call frames. We have what we call frames. So if I want to delete this, I'm just going to delete this. So this is a frame. This is a frame. A frame is simply an element that takes pictures. If I don't want to use this frame, I can delete this and then bring in a frame of my choice by coming to elements, searching for frame. Let's say I want to use a round frame. I can bring it in and place it right where I want it to be. So when the frame comes in, all I need to do is expand it a little Don't worry, don't be disturbed. The frame is there. Now, I want to bring in a picture into this frame. I'm going to come to uploads, and there's a picture of myself. You can just click on upload files if you need a picture of yourself that you like to bring in. So I'm going to select a picture of myself and I'll bring it in to Canva. So while that is uploaded, just wait for it to upload and you can bring it into the frame, and then you can edit it if you want to. You can edit the picture if you want to. What do I mean by edit it if you want to? Take, for example, if I want to zoom this, if I want to zoom the picture, I'll just double click on it, and then I can decide to expand the image so that the white edges that are shown by the side don't show, and I have just a clear profile picture of myself. Okay, so here we go. Now, don't worry, if you don't have a picture that you can use, it's totally fine to keep it plain. Maybe you can use a picture of maybe anything that's related to data analysis. But if you are going to have a picture on your landing page, then most likely it should be a picture of yourself. I know some of you are already very good at using AI to generate pictures now, so you can give that a try too. I hope we're still together. Please let me know if at any point you can't hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
All right, so I can proceed. Now, for this, I'm going to do something. This explore now, we are going to make it into a button here. So just highlight this, bring it underneath, and we can change it to get in touch with me. Now, I'm going to later explain why this button is here. Because the truth is, sometimes when you put out your portfolio, people don't go beyond a few pages. So that means you have to try to give them as much information as they can get before they even go deeper. But trust me, if your portfolio is exciting enough, it will keep whoever is visiting. Now, we're going to come back to this. This will contain navigation icons, or should I say navigation buttons, where every page in your portfolio can be visited. The home page, the about page, and all of that. Now, the second page is going to be the about page. Now, like I said before, when I was showing us on Chrome, basically, your about page or your get to know me page is simply a page where you put in information about yourself. Now, some of you already have good LinkedIn profiles and you have short bios that describe you there, so you can get this information. And don't let it be difficult to describe yourself. What information should your about me contain? Number one, it should contain information about your years of experience in the field if you have one. If you do not have one, it should contain information about your expertise and tools that you can use. So I'm saying that if you don't have 3 years of experience, just say with experience in date, don't specify. Just say result driven, blah, blah, do whatever you want to say, but don't specify the years of experience. And just say with project-backed experience in data analysis and whatever things you want to add, visualization, cleaning, transformation, to drive whatever field it is you're targeting. And if you're already targeting a niche, say maybe healthcare, maybe finance, maybe business, you can decide to just specify that towards improving health, towards driving business, towards this and towards that. So I'm just going to copy this information from here and try to use it in Canva here as well. So I'm just going to move this here so that it does not spill. So I'm just going to change this to get to know me. Highlight it and reduce the text size to 50. Let's do 50. All right. And then for this, let's do a font size of 18. And let's bring in that copy text. Just highlight and paste. what you want to do then is to expand the side of the text box and then bringing it in. Now, while this is in, you want to, if you notice, this is not accidental. I decided to highlight these tools so that at first glance, the tools that I can use will stand out. That, oh, these are the tools that this person. And also, the projects that you're showcasing should back up the tools that you have mentioned. That is, have projects that actually were done using some of these tools. Because how do you say you have the expertise in your get to know me, and when we get to your projects, we cannot find any project that backs up those claims? So to change the colors for these tools here, for Microsoft Excel, for example, I'm going to highlight this. This is text color right here, and change it to a shade of green. For SQL, I'm going to highlight it, change it to a shade of blue. For Python, I'm going to highlight it, find another shade that I can use. And then for Power BI, I'm just going to go yellow. Now, while this page is, then we have this page. Now, like I said before, if you don't have enough images of yourself that you can use, it's totally okay to have another. Take, for example, I can come to Elements, search for any picture that has to do with analysis, and bring it in here. But the issue is most of these images are always pro, so you can decide to just download one. And so I'm just going to try to bring in an image that is not pro, so we'll be able to also give it a try as well. Okay, wait. So you can use something like this as well, in case if you don't have a picture, and if you don't like this frame, you can decide to change it. I'm keeping it because I like it. Whereas if there's a picture of yourself that you like to bring in, just go to uploads, go and find that picture that you'd like to bring in. I think I have, for example, let me show where I got the picture that I used on that other page from, I think I should have it in this folder. I'm not so sure about that. But then let me just try to bring in something here. I think I have pictures of Jesus. Where are these pictures? Where are these pictures? Okay. Oh. Let me just try to bring in any of them. I was hoping I'd find one, but then I'll just keep this since I can't find one. Guys, now, if I do find what I want to, I will still bring it in later. Now, we are going in this order: the home, the get to know me or the about page, and then if you'd like to, your portfolio can also contain information about your education, particularly if it is relative to the analytical field. And if you feel confident enough to share this, I'm saying that this page can be excluded, particularly if you do not already have the relevant education or work experience. Don't forget, the major thing you want to do on your portfolio Are we still together? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I did lose the call for a bit there, but I hope you can hear me now. All right. So basically, I was saying that you can decide to also include your education and relevant work experience if you have. Now, most times the questions people ask when it comes to this is this compulsory? No, because anything that you want to put in your portfolio, the essence should be to bolster showcasing your proficiency. So it would be a better advantage if you have if you study something that is related to data or to tech, and also if you have relevant work experience. So if you do not, no problem. You don't have to include this page in your. So I'm just going to say you can use, or even if you have relevant, if you don't have the relevant, should I say, maybe that was not what you studied in school, you can make this page certification and work experience. So this page can be to showcase relevant certifications as well. So I'm going to make this certification, I mean, education and experience. And then I'm going to make this font size 50. So this will be 50. And okay, good. Now, for the education, this is the information that it is going to contain. It's basically going to contain whatever it is that you studied in school, and you can also decide to add relevant professional certifications that you think you have, and you've probably even showcased on your. So I just already have all of this written out somewhere, and I'm pasting them in here as well. So this is what will be showcased on the educations page. Now, for the work experience, like I said, if you don't have one, it's totally fine. If you do not have one, it's fine. So I'm just going to paste this for the sake of those who will be adding relevant work experience if they already have. So I'm going to try to expand this text box. I like this and bring it in properly while deleting the extra spaces. Now, if you're going to be including your work experience, one thing that you want to do is also you want to indicate the period at which you were there for. Just the same way you already do or you did on your CV. That's the same way you should do here. Okay, if I'm still there, let me include that I'm still there. If I've left, let me indicate that I left already. And try to keep it as neatly spaced as possible. Now, this is for this page. Now, majorly as well, going forward, after you've added all of this, two other things that I think you can add or you might want to add would be your skills, that is your skills before your project. And like I said, your skills must correlate with your get to know me, and also they must be highlighted in your project. Oh, this skill that this person said he or she has been reflected in their projects. Oh, we see a project where SQL was used, we see a project where Excel was used, and the likes. So if you are here, your Excel project you didn't document, your Power BI project you didn't document, after this class, you should go back and complete your documentation. So then, how do we add a new page that can take our skills and also our projects? I know that for some of us, maybe we have just the My Data Clique project. Maybe we like to have more projects. I won't show us how to do that. So basically, I'm going to add a new page for my skills, click on education and experience, and duplicate section. So this will create a copy of this section, and I'm going to make this my skills. Now, two things that you want to do when it comes to your skills is that you want to showcase both technical and soft skill proficiency. Can somebody tell me the difference between soft skills and technical skills? Soft skills and technical skills, anybody?
Okay. Can I speak, please?
Yes, please go ahead,
Can I
Italy.
try?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I think, in my own understanding, I think technical skills are experience skills, like hands-on skills that we gained, such as data analytics, graphic design, web development, etc. Why soft skills are like inbuilt skills, such as communication, good communication, leadership, management, presentation, etc. They are I don't know really know how to differentiate, but soft skills are hands-on skills, like a technical skills, like something you are doing, hands-on skill. Why soft skills are like, I won't call it inbuilt. So that's what I
Okay.
can say.
I think that's very good. Now, basically, let me modify what you said. That when we talk about soft skills, we are simply talking about interpersonal skills. That is, your skills that have to do with relating with people or managing people. That's where you find skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, communication, teamwork, and all of those things. Your technical skills, though, like you said, are more the hands-on skills that have to do with your knowledge of tools and technical aspects. Take, for example, if you are very good using Power BI now, that's a technical skill. You can have data visualization. That that is a technical skill. However, the soft skill, interpersonal. That means you can showcase both of them, because whoever is hiring, though some of those things might not, but in the sake of questioning you, interviewing you, you see it on your profile. You see that you've highlighted here that you are this and you are that, and you speak about it in a situation where this and this and this comes up. What are you going to do? So how do we add the skills? I'm simply just going to highlight this, delete it, have just my skills. Now, there are two ways in which you can bring in your skills. First things first, you want to bring in shapes. We're going to search for shapes. We're going to search for shapes. Let me see if there's anything on this page that I like again that I think we can use. So let's go back and let's go shapes, see all, and let's bring in this rounded rectangle. So I'm going to bring in the rounded rectangle and just going to adjust it a little, bring it right up here, and then I'll duplicate it, Ctrl D, and also come and place this a little downwards here. So this will be here, and we can adjust the edge, the rounding of the edge. Let's go 10. I think 10 is fine. So let me just delete this and duplicate this again. Now for this, we want to change the color of this to just a dark shade of. I'm going to change all. You can have this, and let's spark this up just a little by bringing in another shape. I'm going to show us two ways in which you can. So bring in the shape. So we're going to reduce the shape of this, and for the roundedness, we'll also do 10. Now we place this on this and ensure that we get the color to rhyme with the shape we're getting into. Ctrl D, and also place this here. Ensure that it is aligned to the center. You see the alignment line indicating whether it is at the center or not. Now, when you do this, the plan is then to have one of these pages indicate your soft skills. But we're not done yet. We still need a round shape. So I'm going to click on shapes again. And this time, bring in a circle. Have this right here. and then duplicate this and also add this right here. Now, the reason why we brought in these two boxes is because we want to have one contain soft skills and one contain technical skills. We're going to bring in a text box, basically come to text, add a text box. And now, this is the text box we're going to use to label this part and call it technical skills. Definitely, we're going to need to change the font of this as well. So we'll come to the font and we're going to try to get suggested fonts. For this though, I think I have a bias for this font. So I'm just going to reduce this. Bring it right up here. Let's go 18 in with this. Then we can duplicate this text box, bring it down here, and then go soft skills. Now, for this, we'll then bring in, we search for icons, basically. Now, I'm going to search for an icon that has to do with, let me go charts. So you click on graphics, and any icon that you see that has a crown is a pro icon. I think this is free. So I'm going to try to use it for technical skill section. And for the soft skills, I'm just going to search for maybe team. Hopefully I find an icon that is okay. I think this is basically just to indicate that it is an interpersonal. What you'll be listing here will be interpersonal skills. I need to reduce the size of this icon. Basically just reduce the size. And so for this section, we are now going to bring in a text box again. So to text, say, add the text box. Now bring in the text box here. And then we're going to start to list some of these skills here. I know you might think, oh, I don't have so much. I shouldn't have a skill section. But then if you look at it, if you start to list your skills, you say, I've tried. Me too. What I know is not small. So what I'm trying to say exactly is that then you can go in this order. For technical skills, let's say I'm going to go data visualization. I can indicate. So expand this. And then adjust it. So for this, firstly, we change the alignment to the left. Data visualization. You can add the tools that you know how to use. You can go Power BI. You can go Microsoft Excel. And then I'm just going to reduce the size of this. 21 is too large. Let's go make it bold. Let's use the open source. Make it bold. And then the other skill, you can decide to add other skills such as maybe presentation and design. You can go presentation and design. And here. In this section, you want to include tools such as, let's go Canva, PowerPoint, Google Slides. Before this, I'd had database management. Then you can have tools such as SQL Server, and maybe any other tool that you can use for database management. You can even go Excel. That's for the Power Pivot feature. Now, other things that you can decide to add here might, if you have coding skills, you can add programming. Let's say you know Python and maybe you know R, Python and R. Now, for this, let me keep it at this, and let me adjust the size of this text box. So I'm going to adjust this and bring it down in here. Also adjust the size of this. Now, what I'll do here is duplicate this and bring this here for the soft skills and just start to change this. You can go this should be 18. I hope we're still together. Please, if you want to ask questions, they can call me. Just indicate that you like to speak and we'll go from there to keep the section as interactive as possible. So go communication, problem solving, critical thinking. Go attention to detail. Information and ability. What did I use here? What font size is this? With this, let me see if it looks better. Bring your line to the center. Now this is way one, which you can list your skills. Way two, I'm going to duplicate this. I want to show us diverse ways so that we explore anyone that we think works for us. So I'm going to duplicate this section for the skills, and I'm simply just going to delete this, the entirety of this. Now, this same shape, I'm going to come and copy it, paste it here, and then reduce it in size. Basically, what you want to do with this is you want to then list all those skills one by one using blocks. You want to list all these skills one by one using blocks. I'm going to just show us a very good example. Let me duplicate this again. Just Ctrl D to duplicate, and then duplicate again. I know you are thinking, how many skills do I have that I want to list 16 skills? Just hold, I'll be 12. Just hold on, give me a minute. But the issue with this is I think it will be a lot easier to do on the Pro because you might need to insert some icons here alongside. So I'm going to copy this soft skill text, copy it, come and use it inside here. Didn't copy that properly. So I'll copy this Ctrl C, come and use it here, Ctrl V. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list a skill here. It is, so let's say Python, for example. And this can be a font size of, let's say, 14. You don't want it to be too big. Okay. And you can go in that order to list as many skills as possible. So let's say I want to add Power BI, and you ensure that so I'm just going to go ahead and just list some of these skills. So basically here you are just listing some of the tools that you can use, and in some cases, some of the things that you can do. So you can just, I'll quickly place this here and go. Presentation. So I'll duplicate this text box. One here again. So we'll say video sheets, for example. No, well, by the time we finish this here, so we'll go SQL Server, SQL Server. So Control D, this again, it is duplicate again. Bring this here. Here we can go. Maybe for example, we just had tools such as Local Studio, other tools that you want, other skills that you want to have. Now I want to add other skills such as let's go. So you guys, please help me out here. What are other skills you think I can include?
Are we just adding the technical skills or with the soft skills?
We can add soft skills too. Though I have a different, I have a different idea though, for the soft skills.
Okay, to this particular one.
Yeah, just I need one more skill.
PowerPoint.
Okay. I want to ensure that all of these are aligned properly. All right. So let me add PowerPoint here. PowerPoint. All right. Now you see this last four, they are going to go for the soft skills. Basically, just add this, bring them down here. Now, bring in one of these guys again, Control C, to then come and paste it, Control V, bring it down here. So right above here, you can have your technical skills, and if you duplicate, beneath it, you can have your soft skills. So these are the two ways in which so you can have your soft skills, and here you can just add a few soft skills. So here we can go critical thinking. Let's duplicate this again. Let's do problem solving here. Let's do problem solving. We'll duplicate this again, and we can go teamwork and collaboration. And so who's going to help me with one more soft skill? One more soft skill. Yeah, waiting. Who's going to help us out?
Good communication.
Okay, thank you. So we go good communication. All right, thank you. Now, basically, for all of this, yeah, maybe aside the soft skills, you can decide to now add icons to spice this up. However, with the icons here, you might need Pro. However, if you don't have Pro, you can always go to websites such as Flat Icon or icons8.com. Need to know, I see your hand is up.
Sorry, sir, I don't want to disturb you. I can see you added something like Local Studio.
Oh yeah, Local Studio. Yeah, that's an application. I'm just saying, I just added that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe I'll go and get it.
Oh, okay. So mind you, these skills should be pertaining to what you can do. That is, it's what I can do that I'm putting on this project, on this portfolio. Now I said you can add icons. So basically, I'm going to show you how to. But then if you don't have Pro, you can just always add icons from flat icons. So this is Python now, for example. Just find place the icon right above the text like this. Same thing. What icons just do is that they spice up they make it less bland. Just like in our visuals now. Sometimes we add icons to our KPIs because the icons bring our KPIs to life. So I'm basically just going to search for keywords relating to these tools and bring them in. So better still, let me show us how we can get these icons externally. Though maybe that might be a stretch, but let me try to share entire screen. So I was saying that we can go to icons such and websites such as Flat Icon or maybe Icons 8, and we're going to get very good icons from there we'll be able to use for the project, or should I say for the portfolio, to spice it up. I'm going to try to just bring in one from here to explain to us how it works. Waiting for this to load up. So I'm going to come back to this when it loads up. I don't want to take much more of our time than I've already taken. So I want to change the color of this icon to yellow for Power BI. Okay. And then for the sheets, I'm just going to search for the keyword will be spreadsheet. Will be spreadsheet. The keyword will be spreadsheet. So this is an icon I'm going to. I don't want the icon to be too big, so I'll keep it for Microsoft Excel and also for Google Sheets. Okay. Now for the presentation, keyword will be presentation, and I'm going to try to look for an icon there. I think does justice to that. Change the color of this to blue. And just basically try to bring it in. I'm trying to explore some of these options because I don't want to see the same thing for everybody. Like, I want us to explore some things, and also just to ensure that we get it to our taste as well. So I'll search for the keyword PowerPoint here. Also under the graphics. So this is actually okay. So bring this here as well. Let's search for the keyword database or SQL, and I'm going to try to bring this in. Change the color of this to and for the local studio. I don't think it's on the same as the others. For the local studio, I'm just going to search for this one. That will be the keyword. Let's search for. Let's search for data. All right. So I'll try to bring in this. Change the color to this one. For the soft skills, though, we're not going to insert any image. For the soft skill, we're not going to insert any image. So you can decide to go either this way or go this way for listing your skills. So if I'm going to choose this, then it means I'm going to delete this. But for the sake of those of us, I'll keep both. In case you want to reference any of the two, I won't delete. Now, then for the projects, which is a very big part of your portfolio. So we're going to call this my project, or you can decide to call it my works, any of the two. My project is fine though. So I'm going to reduce the font size of the project font to 50. Now, if you don't like this frames, that is this image frames here, you can decide to change them. I already showed us how to change a frame earlier, but I'm just going to keep these frames and change the image. I'm going to keep the frame and change the image. Now, for the frame, first things first, we want to bring in projects. So I'm going to assume some of us already have our projects published. I'm going to go to my Medium because that's where my projects are documented. Okay, so this is Medium. This is flat icon. If I want to bring in icons from here, let's say I need a medium icon to use for my, I'm just going to say, okay, I think I like, let me go this way. And then it allows you to change the image, the icon color, or things of the sort. Just still waiting for it to load up. Now let me use the opportunity to open my Medium. So this is my profile. I already have some publications, that is some projects there that I'd like to bring into my portfolio. I know another question that people ask is, how many projects is too much? How many projects is too small on my portfolio? Now, I wouldn't say a number is too small or a number is too big. You cannot post more than you've done. It's okay, and your hand is up. You want to ask a question?
Yes, sorry to stop. I wanted to ask, what is Medium about? And I don't know if you can throw more insight to it. I think I'm hearing it for the first time.
Ooh, you should not be hearing it for the first time because I think it was used during the Power BI teachings. I think one
Okay,
of the things
maybe
that
it
was shared
was one of the class. I probably got distracted then.
Oh, okay. So don't worry, I'll be glad to walk you through how it works. Now, basically, Medium is an open source articulate platform. It's a platform that allows you to write about stuff and share it online. It doesn't necessarily have to be your projects. People write things that are not tech related on Medium as well. But data analysts like ourselves can leverage on it for storytelling, that is for documentation on projects that we've done. Now, take for example, these are examples of projects that I have done. These are examples
Okay.
of projects that I've done. Take for example, this is the documentation of a project. All I have to do is click on the link to that documentation. I would share, I think it was shared with us one time, a link to a documentation, but at the end of this session, I will drop a Medium link to a sample documentation that we can use for ours as well. So it's okay. I hope that's fine.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. So moving on from there. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the link to that documentation. The documentation has already been published on Medium. So it has already been published. Now, basically, your documentation can follow different templates, but then I think it was already shared with us at one point. Alima, your hand is up. Please ask the question.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Alima.
So I wanted to ask that, is it compulsory to have this Medium account for you to generate your portfolio? Or can you just
Well,
take your projects from other sources? I don't.
all right, thank you. Now, any source that makes your project viewable for external eyes is a good project source. That is any platform where we can see what you have done, either procedural or the final result, is a good. Take for example, some people, as I mentioned it before, some people use GitHub, some people use Medium, some people use other platforms where they can. In fact, some just share their works to Google Drive as PDF and give it a view-only access. So any platform or any medium through which your project can be seen can be attached to your portfolio.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Good to know we are following along though. Now, so I'm going to copy the link to this project I'm going to copy the link to this project. So just the URL. Good. Now, how do I get this into my, first things first, the link. So the name, that project is I'm going to go to okay, so I'll say pizza sales analysis using Microsoft Excel. So I'll copy the title first. And this is why I prefer Medium. It's easier to just get any information you want from there easily. It's easier to get information that you want from there. Like, it's faster that way. So I'm going to go back here. Firstly, start by pasting the project title. Having put in the project title, then the image. And if you already have a good cover image for the project, you can just copy the image from Medium and come and paste it here. If you paste it inside Canva, just move it into the frame and the frame will take the picture. So now you now have a corresponding image and a proper title. So here we can see the kind of data you worked on, and sometimes it might even showcase the tool that was used. Now, one of the things that you like to do with your project topic is try to keep it as enticing as possible. What do I mean as enticing as possible? Sometimes, if you have not already categorized your projects into SQL projects, example, that's if you have that much, then try to showcase the tool you used in the project title. And that's why you see using Microsoft Excel here. Now, how do I then make this a link? You see, you can decide to make either the image or the text a link. I'm going to right-click on the text and click on link. This will open the link pane. I'll go to the documentation and I'll copy the project URL, that is the documentation's URL. Come to Canva and I'll paste it in here. Now, this will underline this text, but you can take out the underline. Whereas if you just preview this, it will show you that this is now actively linked to an external link. Don't worry, when we publish this, we are going to get the chance to review the interactivity of the portfolio itself. Now, for the second project, I'm just going to try to do a few, and I'll go back to my profile where all my projects are on. And okay, so I'm going to try to get a project using another tool. So this is SQL. Now, this title is too long. I'm just going to copy from here, highlight, and come to Canva to paste in the title section, expand the text box, and adjust it a little while moving this icon back. Don't forget that this is already a template that we are working with. Now, this image, I'm going to try to bring in the cover image from here by copying it. Basically, the cover image is just simply an either you put an image of the project that you worked on. What do I mean the project? I mean the dashboard that you built. But if the image of the dashboard is already contained in your documentation, then I don't think you have anything to worry about in that context. Now, this then, I'm going to right-click on this link and then paste the link to the documentation. Done. And I'll remove the underline. You see that this is already an active link as well. And I'll just quickly try to do the same by bringing in the third project. So I already have an Excel project. I already have a SQL project. Another thing that I think I would like to add is a Power BI project. I don't think I have so many Power BI projects in here. Or I'll try to, okay, I think this is a Power BI project. So I'm just going to copy the keyword marketing campaign analysis. And I'll paste here. Now I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight this. Also want to link it. So link, and then we bring in the cover image. So we copy this image and then we paste it in Canva and then move it into the wireframe. Now, in a situation where you have more than 3 projects, all you have to do is duplicate this my project, right click on the page, say duplicate section, and then you can just say more projects, meaning you have 2 pages. Say you have 6 projects now, for example, you can have 3 here and have another 3 here. This is for people who would like to add more projects to their portfolio. I don't know if you are still together. So for those of us that will be adding more than 3 projects, I think that has simplified it for us here. So any questions at this point, or we can move on? Okay. So since we don't have any questions, we're going to just move on from there. Now, so we already have the landing page, the about me page, the education experience page, the skills page, and the projects page. Now, after the projects page, if you don't have things that I want to showcase again, I'm just going to delete this. So I'm going to delete this. And then eventually delete this extra page. Now, there's the contact me page. You can also decide to showcase your visuals. That's if you're someone who has worked on a lot of projects, just duplicate any of your headings and come and use it in a blank page. And then you can make this in my visuals page. You can make this in my visuals page, where you then bring in frames. You bring in frames. I'm just going to search for frame. Search for frame. Bring in this square frame. I'm going to try to use it to bring in some of my, okay. So let's just bring in, let's say 6 of them. Right here. I already explained what a frame does earlier. So in a case where you like to showcase some of your visions, basically, ensure that you already have screenshots of the visuals that you want to showcase. In this case now, my gallery, there are already some visuals that I'd like to showcase. So I'm just going to copy some of those pictures directly. So I'll copy from my file explorer, come to Canva, come and paste. The moment I paste, I drag it into one of the frames. That's visual 1. I can come back to my gallery again and select visuals that I've worked on, copy again, come to Canva, paste. This will be visual 2. Move it into, and you can also adjust the visuals. Don't forget, this is just a preview to show what it is that you've worked on. Nothing serious. It's not compulsory to have. But I'm saying if you've done it, of course, you can decide to showcase it as well. Let me also try to get some more. Let me copy this from here and then come to Canva again, paste the, let me delete this. I don't think I copied that appropriately. So I'm going to copy this, bring it into Canva, paste it, and then come back. I just want to quickly populate this so we can move on to doing something else. Let me try to find something else. Okay. Good. Yeah, quickly. Come to Canva to paste again. Okay. Most of these are Excel. The only one is Power BI. Okay. So let me copy this as well. So copy this. Go to Canva, paste it. Okay, and let's find one more. Then we can put Okay, I think we can do this way. So we copy this and come to Canva and paste as well. Did I lose the flow? Okay, still. I hope you can still hear me, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now I think all of this is true. So I'm just going to highlight this and move it upwards a little. Okay, good. Now for this, you can either leave this as reach out to me or get in touch with me or contact me. Anyone that you want to do. Anyone that you want to do. Just ensure that it indicates that means through which you can be contacted. So for this, we're going to do contact me, or I think reach out to me is just fine. But we need to reduce the size to tally with the rest and do 50. Now, first things first, you don't want to add your address. Why? Because maybe you don't have a physical location. When it's not like it's a data analysis shop and you have. So you want to have your mail and maybe a link to view your other documentations as well. Now, first things first, you want to firstly edit this. So it's going to be in this order, in the order of LinkedIn, email, and let's say Medium, for the sake of what we have. Okay. So for LinkedIn, the information it will contain will be your name, as your name on LinkedIn. Now, you go to your LinkedIn profile. I think I should have. Yeah, okay. So this is LinkedIn. I'll just copy my profile URL from LinkedIn. And I think from Medium, there's already a link to my profile. While LinkedIn is loading, let me copy this. This is the link to my Medium. So I'll come here and then I'll say, read my documentations. So expand this. And I'll highlight the read my documentations and link it. This is the link icon. So I'll paste the link to my Medium profile where my documentations can be viewed. Done. And I'll remove the underline. This is hyperlink 1. For this, I'm going to put my mail. My mail goes delanyImede2@gmail.com. Now, you can add a mail to link, such as anytime this is clicked on, it opens Gmail to send a mail to you automatically. So this will be mail to, and then your mail. You insert this link, done. You remove the. Now for LinkedIn, let me go get a link to my profile. So let me just view my profile. So this is the link to my profile. I'm just going to copy it and then come to Canva. Highlight my name, link it, and then paste the link to my profile. Yeah. I think we can spice up this page even further by now bringing in icons that relate to LinkedIn, email, and Medium. If you don't have to, you can download icons from external means, such as, now take for example, if I already have let me go to flat icons now, for example. I think I opened Medium earlier. So this is Medium. This is Medium. I'll just copy the icon. That's if I didn't make any change, or I can decide to download it. Any of the two is fine. Let me just refresh the page so that the icon can. But you can also bring some of these icons from Canva, basically, by searching for the keyword under elements. The issue is just that sometimes most of these, some of them are, this is free. So I'm going to use this. Paste it, put it right beside LinkedIn. Can you see? And then search for an email icon. Search for an email icon. And then, okay, I think this is pro. This will be so nice. Okay. So reduce the size as well. This is beside your email. And then for medium, I'm just going to search for. Let me see if I can bring in that one from flat icons. Okay, I've copied it. Let me see if it will paste in my Canva. Okay, so this is the icon that was copied from. And you can just have the icon here. Or better still, if you want to search in Canva as well, you can just search for Now you see that Canva also has its own inbuilt medium icon that you can use, and this is free. Canva's icon is free, so you don't have to stress it. Yeah, and just now 2 more things that we'll do to this. You see that we already have the landing page. We've added information that we should add, and now we have the contact me page with the hyperlinks functional. Now we want to have a tab or navigation button through which all the other pages can be accessed from any page that you are on. Now we have the home page, the about page, the about me page, the skills page, the education and certifications page, the projects page, the visuals page, and the contact page. So we're going to follow that order. We're going to follow that order. And for that, we're going to be using this right up here. Let me zoom in so we'll be able to see it better. All right. So I'm just going to, now I'll delete this photo. I'll move this out here a little. Now, I think it's from home to about me, from about me to education, from education to skills, from skills to projects, from projects to, I'm going to delete these two. Yeah. Okay. So from education to home, about me, education. Let me just preview again. Okay, skills, and then projects, visuals, and contacts. So education, skills, projects, then visuals. So visuals can come in after this. Now, all of this, we're going to firstly edit. So this about me is going to be fine because it's actually about me. This will be followed by education. This will be followed by skills. This will be followed by projects. This will be followed by visuals. And this will be, let's make this contact in. Okay, now I'm going to highlight all of this. Just hold shift and select. Select everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right click and come to align elements. It is just a space only. Tidy up. So this will automatically try to arrange everything in a way that it thinks is proper. But I'm going to try to adjust this a little because I think it's not giving the exact arrangements that I want. So for the projects as well. Because basically we want this to look as tidy as possible. So we'll try to highlight all of this again. So right click, space evenly, tidy up. Okay, this should, now this is better. Okay, now we want to link these buttons to the other pages. We want to link them to the other pages. Let me zoom in again so that we see what we're working with. Now, for the home, we want anywhere you click on it, we want it to go to the home page. So I'm going to right click on it, say link. You see pages in this document. I'll say section 1. That's the first page. I'll remove the underline. This will go to page 1. The about me, we'll do the same process for everything. We link pages in this document. That will be section 2. Don't forget, as you are creating it, be removing the underline. Now, this will be linked to the educations page, which is obviously pages in this document, section 3. Section 3. I remove the underline. Now for the skills, I'm also going to link it. So click on link. Now, I click the one link. Pages in this document. Click on the drop down. This should go to section 5. Because that's where we stated skills. The other page for the skills. Remove the underline. And then for the project. For the project, this should go to the project page. So right click this, link it. Pages in this document. That should be section 6. Remove the underline as well. For the visuals, we link it, go to section 7, remove the underline, and then for the contact name, we'll link it. Pages in this document, that's the last page, which is section 8. Don't forget to remove the underline. So we are almost done. We are almost done with this. Now, we'll click on this. It is we are going to highlight everything here. Everything up here. And then we copy, Ctrl C. Now, we'll come to the other pages and we'll try to paste it. We've already linked it. So all we have to do now is to bring it in. So you paste it here as well. So it will be a navigation button here. Come here, paste it as well. The navigation button. Come here, paste it as well. Page. So this just ensure that we have the navigation pane on every page. So for the my visuals, we paste as well and remove this. So the reach out to me can come in it, a little downwards, and you paste the navigation pane. All right. Now, there's something we call animation. Animation is simply an effect that takes place when you open a page. If you use PowerPoint quite often, you'll be familiar with transitions and animations. That is certain. So I want us to decide together. Should we keep, which page should we keep for skills? This page or this page? I think this page looks better. But let's decide together. Are we keeping this page for skills or this page?
Let's keep the second page. My own suggestion.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear 2 more suggestions.
The second page is better.
Okay.
Second
Thank
page
you.
for me.
Okay. So I'm just going to delete this and we keep the second page. Now, basically what animations do is to apply special effects to certain features in your. So I'm going to highlight everything on this home page. Now, you see this get in touch with me. I'm going to link it to an external page. This get in touch with me can contain maybe a link to your, if you have a CV, you can say view my resume and you insert a drive link to view your CV. I'm going to say, let's say, view my resume. I'll click on this link. Now let me go and get a link to my resume. Oh, why did this open Google Drive? Let me try to get the link to this resume. Okay, so I copied the link already. Let me add it here. Done. Now, we're going to apply animations to all of this. So just highlight some of these elements, particularly on this start page. This view my resume, for example. If you want to apply an animation, just click on animate, and you see different type of features. Now, if I apply this now, the brief picture is going to ask me, how do you want it to take place? Now, can you see these are just simply effects that will take place on that selected element. Now, for this picture too, I can decide to add an animation, such as that anytime the landing page is opened, but beware, whatever animation you set for your portfolio would also affect the load time. That is the time it takes to load. So it's important to be very careful with adding animations. Take, for example, for this skills page, if I want to animate all of this, and so this is an example of basically special effects that you can apply to certain elements on your. For these visuals now, I would definitely like to apply animations here. And then let's also put something in here. Good. Now, one thing I like about Canva again is that it allows you to preview and to test before sharing. So you come to preview the whole thing. Now, preview will give you, don't click on resize on mobile, just leave on check resize on mobile. Now, this is what this looks like. I'm going to try to make it full screen. Okay, can we see my screen? So this is what this will look like when you share it. Now let's test our buttons. Let's test our buttons. The About Me should go to the About Me page. It works. The animation also worked. The educations page, animations. The skills page, very good. And then the projects page, all right. And then the visuals. Also the contact me page, good. Now, whenever you are done creating it, whenever you are done creating the portfolio, you are definitely going to have to publish it. You click on publish website, and then you try to edit the URL to say add your name and go Favor Adelani data analyst portfolio. If you are using a Teams Pro plan, it's probably going to take the name on that Pro plan as the first name. So I'm going to publish this. Canva is going to prepare the design. And one thing about using Canva for portfolio is that it's re-editable. You can come back to edit to add. So this, I'm going to view the website, and this is going to open like a website now that is previewable on the web. So I'm just going to wait for it to load up properly. I'm going to wait for this to load up properly. So, waiting for this to load up, I'll come back to Canva just to be sure. Now you see that this is already showing. You need to publish it again if you come to make any change, you have to republish. But I want to suggest, if you are going to do republishing, don't change your URL. Just publish again. Just publish. So this will be like the back end, while what you have on the web will be like the front end. I'm waiting for it to load up. Let me copy it and try to open it in another browser. Let me use Firefox. Okay, so it's already coming up here. Okay, so this is what this looks like. Then you can view test the buttons to see if they work. Due to the network, I think the pictures are not, this picture on this page is not up yet. Let me preview the educations page, the skills page. Some of the pictures are not showing up yet. The projects are hard. The pictures are not up yet. The visuals, contact me page. Okay, so, okay, some of the pictures are coming up. Okay. Now, when I click on this link, I didn't link this marketing campaign. I didn't link this. So if I want to make that change now, I'll just come to edit design. This marketing campaign that I did not link, I'll go back to get the link on my Medium. Okay. So I can get the link from here, come back here, right click, link it, paste the link, click on done, press OK, remove the underline, and ensure that this is maximized as well. Okay. Now, if I want to republish, after noting a mistake, I can come to publish website again. I'll just say republish. So when I go back to reload this page, that change should have taken effect. Just basically like front end and back end. So I'm going to, and you see that the marketing campaign analysis now is showing. So now let's test some of these links that we've added. We added an hyperlink to this favor learning, meaning if we click on this view my resume, now it's supposed to open my resume. So this is the link. I've clicked on view my resume and it is supposed to open my CV. I don't know, my network is sort of slow. But then let me also test the link to any of these projects. So let me open this project. So as you can see, this is the hyperlink to the project working. Let me also test the link to the LinkedIn. As you can see, it will go directly to that link, this to the CV, and this to LinkedIn. So I don't know if there are any questions based on what we've learned so far tonight. I don't know if there are any questions based on what we've learned so far tonight. Please ask a question if you ask a question. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, though I want to ask based on one what I don't know who asked the question earlier. It's just an additional question.
Okay.
In the case of Medium, for someone that does not have
Yes.
and maybe LinkedIn, can LinkedIn be used to link our documentation? Like instead of Medium, can we use LinkedIn? Like what you explained that we
Now,
can use any other app.
Don't forget that the essence of adding the documentation is any platform that ensures that your project is visible. What do I mean by your project? If it's a Power BI project where we can view your visualization, if it's an Excel project where we can view your processes. Basically, the reason why you're adding your projects is because you want to show us proficiency. Any platform that ticks that box can be used as the link for your documentation. So it's no, I hope you understand that.
Yes, I think I get that. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. So any other questions? Any other questions, please? Any other questions? Okay. Now, for this section, as practical as it was, I think the major point now should be at the end of it, ensure that you are able to put that would be the biggest thing I was supposed to achieve from this. That not just that I do it and show us how to do it, but that we do it and also put it out. And also your portfolio was not made for you alone. You are meant to show it to other people. Get their, in fact, that's one of the best ways to build a very good portfolio. Show it to them, get their opinions. Oh, I think you should change this. I think you should fix that, realign this, change this, put this here, put that here. That's what you're supposed to do. And hopefully, in maybe before the end of the week, some of us are already reaching out and sharing their works with us. So I don't know if we have any other questions or anything that we'd like to say before we bring this to a close?
Good
Okay.
evening, sir.
All right, Abdullah, good evening.
Okay, so it's not like related per se, but it's just a show of appreciation to my data clique. So for this intensive boot camp that we had, so the camp has really helped a lot, and for me, I have gained a whole lot of new things, including this portfolio class. So a big thank you to all hands involved, and I pray that everyone is rewarded abundantly. So, and my data click would continue to grow bigger and bigger and reach the four corners of the world. So thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you very much for the kind words. I think I should appreciate you. If not anything, there are some of you that I know from here who have been very, very consistent from day one. At least from when I started taking my classes, even from when I joined, there are a few names that have stuck. If I'm not seeing you here, I'm seeing you on LinkedIn. And I think that's been the biggest pleasure for myself and every member of the team. The grace to impact other people, and we don't take any of this for granted as well. So on behalf of every other member of the team, thank you too. So with that case,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help, your
Thank you.
knowledge you've been sharing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So with that, I think we'll bring tonight's session to a close. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I look forward to seeing the amazing portfolios that you create. I'll be sharing the link to this one on the classroom or even on the group, so we can preview it and also use it as a guide to building ours. I wish us all the best while at it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Breakthrough. Enjoy the rest of your evening.